Last week I mentioned that I had a powdery substance on the leaves of my cucumbers, and that's what it could be. And a lot of you said it might be powdery mildew, and that the best way to get rid of it is to mix sour milk with water. So I'm going to start today by giving that a try. It's actually not been quite so bad this week because I've kept the door open to the polytunnel and it seems to have stopped it slightly, but I do have with me some, I think this is nearly 3-week-old. Yeah, that's definitely sour. 3-week-old milk. So I'm going to mix 100 millilitres of that with, I think I've got the right amount there, with 100 millilitres of water. That's just over 100 millilitres, but I guess if there's a bit more milk in there, it should be fine. Gotta be careful how I do this. Check that. Yeah, that looks good. And then the idea behind this, I think, is that the enzymes in the milk help to break down the mildew on the leaves. If this spray is going to work, this could be a problem. Success. Right, let's go give this a try. So this leaf here is the one that's mainly got the mildew on it. Although, as I say, it's not spread at all. There's a tiny bit on that leaf. There doesn't seem to be any anywhere else. So I get plenty of this milk and water solution on there. Put a little bit on the others. There's actually a little bit coming on there as well. Good. And then hopefully that gets rid of the mildew, and I'll keep you updated. We'll see if it works or not. Slug on here. While we're in the polytunnel, I will just show you how things have moved on. Look, so already we've got 2 nice big aubergines coming there. Actually last week, I remember I'm supposed to cut these off, so I'm going to get rid of some of these dead ones. What I didn't realise is how spiky the aubergine leaves are. And that's probably why that slug was on there. I'm going to get rid of that little lot there. And that will hopefully prevent the slugs from building up in there. Two snails in there as well. As well as the aubergines, the melons now have flowers on them, which I was surprised to see, so that's looking good. I actually think there could be a small chance of getting melons. That would be amazing if that happens. And what was the other thing? The pepper. Yes, just through here there's a little pepper developing, which again is something, I think I've said before, I once had success growing chilies, or well, it's like 1 or 2 chilies on one plant, but never with peppers. So if that actually develops into a pepper, I'll be amazed. I'm interested in how it just kind of comes off the stem as well. I thought it might come a little bit off the leaf, but that's doing really well. There's more cucumbers, which we just showed, and there are also, I think I saw it, maybe not on this one. Yes, there are also some tomatoes coming. Don't know if you can see, yeah, just up there. There's 1 tomato on there. This one had quite a lot of flowers, so I imagine there'll be some more. And this one also has 1 tomato. And this one, which was the rescue one, has got 1 or 2 tomatoes, which is looking great. So looking forward to those ripening over the next few weeks, and hopefully we'll get harvest soon. And also, the hanging cucumber seems to be coming back to life, or at least it's got a few leaves now, so it's managing to branch out into the light. So it'll be interesting to see if it kind of tries to grow up the pot or if it just begins to trail down. But it's looking, well, I say it's looking healthy. It's still alive, which is a good thing. Last year I tried to grow my own pumpkin patch, and I was hoping, and it didn't really have any success. It was too late in the year and the pumpkins didn't do anything. This year I was hoping to get something like this, but again I think I've left it a little bit too late. But I have brought with me my 2 pumpkin plants, and I'm thinking maybe to try and get them in this bed along with the squash and the 2 cucumbers. I think there'll be enough space in there for 2 pumpkin plants. I mean, originally I had thought to get them in here, but I don't want to go and buy any more compost this year. I'm going to wait till the manure comes towards the autumn because it's getting too expensive. So I'm going to put those in here and see. Again, it might be a little bit too late, but let me grab them and I'll show you what they look like. So this is what I've got. They're slightly bigger, I think, than where I was last year. I think it was later anyway. I think I planted them in late July last year, so hopefully these will do okay. I mean, they've got a good set of leaves, they've got a good structure, they look really healthy, so let's grab a spade and get these into the ground. I forgot that actually under there is a lot of that leaf mulch, so the top layer of compost is not that thick. And then below that is cardboard, so I'm not sure how well the roots are going to get down, but let's see, you never know. Plants have a tendency to survive, but cucumbers are doing well, and that one squash is doing quite well. Let's get rid of that leaf that's dying off. Those little ones. We don't want any slugs in this bed. Super. Good thing is that the weather has improved. Well, I say improved, it's cooled down quite a lot over the last few days, which is nice. The plants seem to be handling it a bit better. I mean, slightly less watering needs to be done. But when I was down here the other day, my plot neighbour gave me all this wonderful rhubarb. Because my rhubarb seems to be doing okay, but it's not great. So I've taken it home, chopped it up, stewed it, and then at the moment I've been eating it with my overnight oats. So just dividing it up, and well, I've frozen some ready for a crumble, and the rest I've divided up into the overnight oats. But it's been delicious. You can't beat the fresh produce, particularly rhubarb. That's not always great for the stomach, but yeah, that was really kind. Right, next up I'm going to check on the gooseberries because I think some of them should be ready to harvest. Before I go ahead and pick any gooseberries, I will show you these blackberries. I'm not really sure, or black currants I think now. Not quite sure how they always turn out these tiny little things, which I don't think are what they're supposed to be, or at least they're supposed to be a bit bigger, aren't they? I don't think that these would taste very nice or do much. Or maybe that is the size that they appear. But let me know, there's loads of them. I just keep thinking they need to get a bit bigger before I try and pick them. But they don't seem to be doing much, if anything. Need to pick one, give it a try. It actually tastes really good. Maybe I should be picking them. I can't remember how big black currants are supposed to be. Maybe I should. It tasted really nice. Got 4 there. Not going to make much with that. I thought this had loads on it, but I can't see it. Oh, there's some more up here. They certainly feel a bit softer. I think that's a good sign. I think they've all got hidden away in this grass, unfortunately. Right, let me crack on, pick a few more of them. My main task for today is to try and clear this front bed. I want to dig up all that old Swiss chard, it's all gone to seed. So it's not worth keeping that. And then cut back these grapes and then think about getting the rest of those onions, which desperately need to get in the ground, into here. Well, that's a start. It looks a little bit clearer. It's not perfect. The roots of this Swiss chard are massive. It's more like a tree root than a plant root, and I can't get it out of the ground, so I might have to leave that until next week. But it's a shame because I would have liked to have got the onions in the ground by now, but that's not going to happen. So, well, unless I put just one row in the front, but I'm not sure I want to do that. So I'm going to crack on, try and get that out of the ground, and or try and get that out of the ground this week, and then they can use this for onions. But at least that's a good start. Clearing out that little section, but one thing I have noticed is this year it's full of grapes. So I've tried to clear some of the leaves back, so hopefully to get some sunlight to them. But there's several bunches there, which is good news. It's a bit of a surprise to find them. I thought they were all dead, or they didn't produce any grapes, but there they are. Let's see how they get on. I like to make sure that my plants are getting fed, so I'm going to try some of this organic seaweed. I'm not quite sure how much I'm supposed to give it, but I tend to just put 1 cap into a can of water. Give that a good stir. Hopefully that will keep them going until and help them to grow their fruit, particularly the tomatoes. They like lots of food at this time of year, so I'm going to go ahead and water those. Right, I think that's probably it from me today. I'm going to crack on with weeding this corn bed, get rid of as many of these little weeds as I can, and I'll be back next week with another update. Thanks so much for joining me. Have an amazing week, and I will catch you all very soon. Take care.